Are you looking for a luxury home in a private gated community, a large ranch with acreage, a home near everything, a mid-rise condo, or your own private estate? Scottsdale has always been known as a city with a lot of luxury homes, but it has really grown over the last few years. Now, as I've talked about in other videos, Scottsdale is quite long and skinny, which means that the city is very spread out, giving both the homes and the locations a very different feel. Now, when it comes to homes in Scottsdale, there are some older parts where you will find that people have either done complete remodels or complete teardowns. Then we have some new homes, we have large ranches, we have condos, and we have large estates. So let's talk about some of these larger neighborhoods with luxury homes, as well as the different home types that fall within this luxury price point. And what is that price point here in Scottsdale? Now, first, let's talk about the price point that makes a home a luxury home. When taking a look at all of the homes on the market currently here in the Scottsdale area, we are going to look at $1.2 million and higher. Now, some people want to say that it's the top 10% of what's currently on the market that would be classified as luxury. Well, in our market, that would mean $3.5 million and higher. Now, although $3.5 million is definitely luxury, I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to look at homes that are a little bit more attainable for people. And I don't know about you, but I still consider $1.2 million luxury. Now, because these homes are really all over Scottsdale, we are going to start in South Scottsdale and work our way north. Now, this does not mean that North Scottsdale or South Scottsdale is better than one or the other. It's just simply a place to start. Now, when you're in South Scottsdale, the neighborhood with the most amount of luxury homes within it is a neighborhood called Arcadia. Now, just one of the unique things about Arcadia is that some of Arcadia is in Scottsdale and some of Arcadia is in Phoenix. Now, this is a very sought after neighborhood that has been there for a long time. So with that, what you find is you find a lot of teardowns in this neighborhood. You will also find some remodels, but you will find a lot of teardowns. People love this location because of its location to Fashion Square, shopping, dining, downtown Phoenix, just about anything you want to get to. It's very centrally located. Now, one of the other reasons people love this location is that there are larger lots and some larger homes. Now, many of these homes are still on what we consider flood irrigation, but that has been changing because of all of the remodels. Now, the architecture in this area, you will find a lot of homes that were built with that farmhouse style, but you will also find modern and contemporary, as well as the very traditional style home that you really might not think of in Arizona. Within this neighborhood, you have a lot of green grass, fruit trees, and views of Camelback Mountain. Now, luxury homes within this neighborhood, you can find one at $1.2 million, although you will probably have to do a lot of remodeling or tear it down, so you're just buying it for the land. And they're going to go all the way up to $6, $7, $8 million. Now, moving up a little bit more central in Scottsdale, you have a neighborhood called McCormick Ranch. This too is an older neighborhood, but people love it. Now, just across Scottsdale Road from McCormick Ranch sits Paradise Valley. So they are both in phenomenal locations. Now, within McCormick Ranch, there were always a few pockets of homes that had higher price points, some of which sat on a lake. Now, with the last few years and the fact that people were remodeling or completely tearing down and rebuilding, there are a lot more homes that are falling in that luxury category within McCormick Ranch. Now, the homes within this neighborhood that are getting that luxury price point or higher have been either completely remodeled or torn down and started over, mainly because these homes were built in the 70s and 80s, where the floor plans were a lot more compartmentalized. So people really needed a full refresh on these homes to make them feel more modern, fresh, and new. Now, I actually sold one in this neighborhood recently that still had that central atrium right in the middle of the house that was so in during these times. I mean, think Brady Bunch, that's this neighborhood. Homes in this neighborhood will also have that very Arizona ranch style architecture. Many single-level rambling homes. And you will find homes within this neighborhood in that luxury price point, starting at $1.2 million, going up to about $5 million. People that are looking in this neighborhood absolutely love all of the green grass, mature landscaping, and the green belt that runs throughout the community. When we move a little farther north in Scottsdale, we come to an area with a really wide range of home types. You have Scottsdale Ranch that has lakes and views of the McDowell Mountains. Then you have Scottsdale Country Club and Sweetwater Ranch, Cactus Acres, and Powderhorn Ranch. Now, a lot of these homes were built by builders, but some of them were actually custom homes as well. There are also some ranches in this area on 3 to 5 acres. You just have a very big mix of homes in this area, and some have been remodeled and some have not. But if they have not been remodeled and still are garnering that luxury price point, it's usually because either the size of the land or the size of the house. People are paying for the land. And then you have homes that are brand new and sometimes go for $2 million to $5 million in this same area. Now, people live here because of the size of the lots and the size of the homes, as well as the fact that it is close to so many things. One of the other great things about this area is many of these locations do not have an HOA, which is very hard to find in Scottsdale. This is also the section of Scottsdale that is considered the magic zip code, or 85254. Why? Because it is a Scottsdale address with a Phoenix zip code, meaning you pay Phoenix taxes rather than Scottsdale. Up next are the homes east on Shea Boulevard. Now, there are quite a few different neighborhoods in this area that have luxury homes. Now, some are gated and some are not. Now, within Oncala, there were builders that built some of these homes that will still be considered luxury, and then there were also fully custom homes. And this is a beautiful community with views of the McDowell Mountains as well as views down to the city. Now, this community began in about 1997, and what you'll find is those homes that are getting that higher price point are those homes that have been remodeled. Now, if you're looking for a home in a gated community but do not care about golf, there are quite a few other communities in this area of Scottsdale. You've got Scottsdale Mountain, Sonoran Heights, and Hidden Hills, all of which climb up the mountains, have amazing views of both mountain and city. And now the homes in these areas are all going to range from that beginning luxury price at about $1.2 million and go up to about $5 million plus. Now, the one thing that I do talk to people about when they're looking in this area is if you're looking for easy access to the 101, this isn't as easy as some of the other places. You only have a few different ways to get to the 101, and it's a little bit of a drive. So if that's a big issue for you, then I highly suggest to my people, drive it a few times, see if it bothers you or not. Perception is always different. Maybe my perception of a long way is not yours. So drive it a few times before you make that final commitment, just to see if you think you'll be okay with it. Now, from here, you get technically into what more people consider North Scottsdale and communities like McDowell Mountain Ranch, Silverleaf, DC Ranch, Greyhawk, and Wingate Ranch. All of these communities have luxury homes within them, and every one of them, except for Wingate Ranch, has a golf course in it. Now, only DC Ranch and Silverleaf are actually private clubs. Now, McDowell Mountain Ranch, DC Ranch, and Greyhawk all started at about the same time in the late 1990s. So what you'll find in these homes is something similar to what we've talked about in many of the other communities, is that some of these homes, to actually get into the luxury price point, they needed to be updated and remodeled. However, because these communities climb up the mountains and can get amazing views of the McDowells and city lights, some homes are selling in that luxury price point that have not been remodeled. People want this location and they want that view more than they need the home to be remodeled. So they will buy it even in that luxury price point and decide they will remodel it on their own later. However, if it had been remodeled, they would have gotten a lot more money for the home. Now, DC Ranch and Silverleaf, in their custom built areas, are the communities that are going to have price points that are starting well above that $1.2 million price point for the starting luxury price point. These prices are going to start $3.5–4 million for some of these homes. The reason for this is because your lot sizes are so much larger, as well as your homes. Some of these homes are starting at 8,000 square feet and going up from there. And some of the highest price points within these communities are up to about $32 million. Now, Wingate Ranch is the newest community of all of these communities in this location. And although it started right before the market crashed in 2008, trends seem to change quite drastically within that time period. So although the homes weren't built that long ago, they really did need to be updated, and then they would garner a much higher price point. Now, the reason that people live in this area and love it so much is because of the proximity and the ease to get to so many places. I know I've said that in almost every one of these locations. So what it really comes down to is, do you like being in the desert a little bit more with some views, some elevation, or do you want to be down in the city a little bit more with some lush vegetation, a little bit more green? But we've got a lot of the same things both in North Scottsdale and in South Scottsdale. So it really comes down to what feels better to you. Now, as we climb farther north from where we just were, this is where you're going to start hitting all of those major golf course communities like Troon, Desert Highlands, Whisper Rock, Estancia, Mirabel, Desert Mountain, all of those big golf course communities, all with luxury homes. This is where they all sit. Now, many of the people that want to be this far north are coming specifically to live in a golf course community. Now, all of these clubs that are private require a membership for you to be a participant in any golf or social activity. And most of the homes built within these communities are all custom, meaning the buyer buys the lot, hires an architect and a builder, and together they build a home that is unique, unlike anything else, exactly the way the owner wants it. So when we are talking about luxury homes, oftentimes these homes are going to start in that higher luxury price point as well, sometimes $3 million, $4 million, and go up from there. That doesn't mean that that's where they all start. Some are still going to be in that $1.2 million price point. The home styles in all of these custom neighborhoods are going to vary in architectural style. They're going to have rural Mediterranean, Santa Barbara, Southwest, all the way to modern or contemporary. Each one is unique and specific to the way that that buyer wanted that home, which is why they are always going to garner a higher price point. Now, there are definitely some other non-golf neighborhoods in this North Scottsdale area. So if golf is not your thing, do not worry. There are still luxury homes out there that would be great for you. Now, there is another area within North Scottsdale that's actually called Verde. And within this area, this is where you're also going to find some luxury homes. But what you're going to find unique about these luxury homes is oftentimes they are ranches, 3 acres, 5 acres, sometimes 20 plus acres with horses, cows. This is our rural area. Now, these homes are technically in Scottsdale, but they are governed by Maricopa County. Most of the homes in this area are going to be very much of what you would think of when you think of a ranch. Very Western, very rugged. Now, out in this Rio Verde area, you will also find a community called Granite Mountain Ranch. This luxury community is very unique in that it has a community equestrian facility. Now, the views out in Rio Verde are spectacular, and some people have amazing views towards Four Peaks. The big thing to know about Rio Verde is that there are many streets out there that are not paved. They will get washed out when we have heavy rain, and it's something for you to be aware of. The other thing is that it can take you 20 minutes one way to get to a grocery store. So if you would like to be close to things like that, this might not be the place for you. However, if you like horse country and you're looking for a luxury property, the homes out here are absolutely breathtaking. Now, if you're wanting a luxury home, but you do not want to have maintenance of landscape, pool, or anything exterior, then a luxury condo might be for you. We have those. And the good news is that you can choose if you want to live in South Scottsdale or in North Scottsdale. We've got the Optima Camel View down by Fashion Square. Then we've got the Optima Kierland by Kierland. Now, if that really modern, contemporary style architecture is not for you, down by Fashion Square, we have the Waterfront. Then up by Kierland, we have the Landmark. And if you want something absolutely brand new and stunning, then we've got the Icon at Silverleaf. Now, there are some condos in some of these places that are going to take you below that luxury price point, but then most of them are going to be higher than that luxury price point. In fact, some of these starting price points are going to be $3.5 million plus. Now, if you really know you only want to live in a golf course community, take a look at this video because I dive into every one of them in the Scottsdale area, and I bet it's going to help you out. If I can answer any other questions for you, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is down below. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.